The biggest lie you were ever told when it comes to losing weight. Eat on a calorie deficit. Let me guess. 500 deficit or 300 deficit because it's more sustainable, right? For how long have you been trying to do that? Or for how many times have you repeated that? Because you're in a cycle. You lose weight, you gain weight, same strategy, and same result. You feel stuck, and now you're frustrated. And now you think because you don't have time, because life is hard, or you have a busy schedule, you're getting older, or you have kids. But it's because of your calorie deficit strategy that keeps failing you. And now your metabolism is crushed. You run on low energy. But it's all good. Moving forward, I'm going to teach you the right way and explain to you why your calorie deficit strategy has made you gain weight every 5 months and why you're on a cycle of losing weight, of gaining weight. Hang in there. I got you.
The biggest lie you've been told about weight loss is eating on a calorie deficit. Okay. And before we get started, I'm not your average coach. Okay. I'm not here to just tell you the basic stuff, the stuff that you already know. My only objective is for you to get snatched, lose body fat, reduce the number on the scale, becoming that person that just increases the productivity, not just in the gym, outside of the gym, becoming that person that has that confidence, that has that strength, that feels good about themselves. So this is why I'm here. This is my only purpose. So that's why sometimes like the information I'm gonna give you is for the elites. It's for the high achievers. It's not for the average, okay? So I just wanted to let you know before we get started so you understand this type of standards, okay? It's for you to become the best version of yourself, nothing more and nothing less. Okay? So let's dive in, my friend. So picture a homeless person with no experience, okay, handling a lot of money, and they received $1 million. Okay, so imagine you're just walking on the street, you find out a homeless person, they won like $1 million. They won $1 million and they never had that type of money before. Okay, and what do you think that's gonna happen? At the beginning, it's fair to say that that homeless person is going to be extremely happy, right? Because after years of struggling, of sleeping outside with no food, no clothes, no cars, now he's finally able to change his life. It's fair to say, right? So now he's going to buy some food without worrying, no problem. He's going to go to the best restaurants, buy whatever he wants. He's going to buy clothes, clean clothes, nice and fresh clothes. He might buy a house, right? He might buy, I don't know, maybe multiple houses. I don't know. He might buy like condos because he was sleeping outside. So now he's just excited, right? And he might buy a car. It's fair to say that he might buy a nice car because now he has $1 million and he never had that type of freedom before. And now he's going to be able to travel, to do all those stuff, right? So for the first time of his life, that homeless person is thinking about their future in a way that they never thought before because they won $1 million. Okay, so now they can do whatever they want. They're extremely happy. Okay, you with me? So picture that person is just happy, good vibes, and now it's like, okay, now is my time to shine. I have that $1 million. I can do whatever I want. Okay. So after 2 years, this is where it gets tricky. What happens if he doesn't have the right strategies to maintain the lifestyle after winning $1 million? Right? What happens if he goes through a stressful situation in life? Because it's fair to say that a lot of things can happen after 2 years. You can experience stress, let's say work, relationship, or if you're a woman, pregnancy, if you're a man, just like tough situations, right? It's fair to say it's possible, right? And what happens if he doesn't have the right support system? Because let's say when you have like that type of money, if you don't have the right guidance, if you don't have the right people around you and the right environment, it's fair to say you can just spend your money on nonsense and then you can do whatever, right? That's a possibility. And remember, this is from somebody that never had money before, right? That person won $1 million, so it's fair to say it's a possibility. I'm not crazy for thinking that, and you're probably not crazy for understanding that. It's right. It's doable. But now, look what happens. After 2 years, that homeless person goes back to where he was because the lack of strategies, the lack of support, and the lack of environment. But remember, at first, he was happy. He won $1 million. He was excited. He was buying all these things, right? And 2 years down the line, lost everything. And now he's back to where he was, and now he wishes he done things different. He wished that he could have just find people that can help him out, right? He wished that he didn't just experience like splurge so much money now. So now he's probably saying, what if I did this? What if I did that? And now he's also probably saying, oh, life is hard. And now he's probably saying, nobody understands me. Oh, like, I don't know. It's just not fair. Now his story. It's fair to say why he thinks life is not fair. It's fair for him to say that, oh, it's just nobody understands him. It's fair to say, right? Like, this is very fair. You feel me? Now look where it gets very interesting, my friend. Look. Same concept when you eat on a calorie deficit. It's the same analogy, my friend. Because at first, it's temporary, right? Temporary satisfaction. You're eating less, right? You're starving yourself. And then, like, you get result. You actually get it, right? You look good and then you're happy. And those are usually the time when you have a wedding, when it's your birthday, or you have a gathering, right? You eat on a calorie deficit. You're probably juicing. You're probably eating salads where you're eating less, 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 less. And you have that motivation, right? And then it works. It actually works. You achieve it, but temporary. Down the line, you realize you start gaining weight. You realize you need help. And now you probably like hate the scale. And now you probably think like it's tough, right? You're probably saying like, oh, maybe like I'm not consistent. I lose the weight, I gain the weight. And now you're telling all those stories. But once upon a time, it worked. And once upon a time, you were happy. Once upon a time, you were at an episode where you were getting result, or you were at an episode in your life where you were smaller. Then calorie deficit came in. It worked. You were happy. You started doing it. But now it's like, for how long? Just like that homeless person, after a couple months, 6 months, a year, you face stressful situation, work, relationship, breakup, you gain back the weight. And now you are still trying to lose weight with the same strategy. You see what I mean? It's great. It's crazy, huh? That's pretty much what it is, right? And when it comes to that, I want you to understand something. The biggest thing is the negative impact that it has on your microbiome when you eat on a calorie deficit. Okay. So your microbiome, in case you don't know, it's your body's ecosystem, right? From your gut health, from your cells, your fungi. This is where everything is happening, right? This is like the engine of your weight loss journey. And sometimes when you eat less, you make that process slow, right? So now, like, your cells, your bacteria are not affecting at so absorbing food. They're not effective at just like building itself and reproducing new cells because you're eating so less, right? So now, like, you're off. That's why sometimes you feel like you're consistent, you're trying, but then like your microbiome, it's so off. Okay. And that's like one of the main reasons. And now you're unable to process food effectively, you have unhealthy gut health, and not able to eat high protein meals. Like, you can't eat a lot of protein. You feel full faster because now you have a slower metabolism. Sometimes you actually try to eat some protein and you feel like you can't. You feel like you can't because you've trained your body to eat less for so long. You see what I mean? And then now that strategy has failed you. Okay. And the microbiome also is very important because it's connected with your mind, right? It works with your mind and your gut simultaneously, right? That's why sometimes when you feel like your stomach hurts, you have headaches, it's together. And because of that, you don't understand how important it is, my friend. Because of that, that's why now you probably have negative beliefs. You don't understand where it's coming from. That's why now your mindset is not as strong. That's why now your stress level goes extremely high. That's why now you cannot probably make better decisions. That's why now you worry a lot, but you don't know where it's coming from because your gut health is not healthy and is working together. It's a connection, it's a relationship. And now when you don't have the right strategies and right system, that's why you can do whatever you want, right? And the goal is not about just losing the weight. Everybody can lose the weight. You just starve yourself, you're going to do it. It's for how long can you keep it? When stressful situation happen in your life, for how long can you sustain that, right? As you get older, for how long? That is the true definition of losing weight and becoming the best version of yourself. If you're losing weight for like 4 months, it's useless. What's the point? And then you're going to gain it back, right? So it's those strategies that you're missing. And the microbiome, when you eat on a calorie deficit, it impacts it so much and you have no clue, right? You honestly have no clue, right? And to fix your microbiome, okay, it's a diversity of plants, fruits. That's why it comes very important. And I'm pretty sure you don't even eat your fruits and vegetables as much. You think it's just a game. You think just because is you have to eat healthy. No, there's a purpose for that because the more you eat that fruit and vegetable, the more you have a diversity of like colors in your food, now your microbiome becomes restored. Now you can digest properly. And that's why fibers is important. That's why even in my coaching, I usually recommend my clients to eat to increase their fruits and vegetable. It's not just for the fun of it. No, because there's a purpose for that, right? Remember, weight loss is for how long can you sustain that? And you're not probably doing that enough. You're not doing that. So now it causes you to not have the right approach, right? And this is very important. Okay. So now I'm going to make you understand why it's so important because the book of Genesis, right, in the Bible, at the beginning, God talks about the creation of the world and how, like, he brought plants, animals, and water. He just talks how he created the world, right? And it's very important to understand because God said, look right here, right? I'm going to read it with you, right? God said, look, I have given you every seed bearing plant on the surface of the entire earth, and every tree whose fruit contains seeds. This will be food for you. Okay. So going back to what I was saying, microbiome, okay, this is why today this is very important. This is God's creation. This is seed. This is so important, so beneficial to your body, right? And God created that for us at first, right? And to be honest, like, this is very debatable. I personally think, like, at the beginning, mankind were vegan, right? Because they only started eating animal when sin came, but before they were vegan. So that's why if you don't know, that's why some vegan could also like eat high protein meals. That's why they can be fit without even eating protein because they eat a lot of fruit and vegetable and diversity, right? But I'm not saying to not eat protein and animal based because I do eat it, but just to give you that awareness, right? So that's where it comes from. It is very important to add these things because if you don't, your microbiome is going to be crushed and now you're going to be hustling backwards. This is a term that I use. It means like you're working so hard, but instead of moving forward, you're moving backwards. Okay. So hustling because you're working, but backwards. Okay. And weight loss, I want you to understand that it's not a starvation process. Okay, this is where you have it wrong because every time you try to lose weight, you're signaling your mind to eat less, to do everything less. So now you're treating that like a starvation process. You think it's a competition of who eats the less. No, it's not that. It's a healing journey. Okay, so weight loss is about heal your microbiome through diversity of plant, fruits, and vegetable, emotional intelligence. Remember, because what I said, the gut health is connected with the mind. So now that relationship needs to be strong, right? Strong mindset, peace of mind, gratitude. This is what weight loss is about. And strength. physical strength in the gym, you get strong. So you have to have a system that allows you to progress. Many people make the mistake of just staying consistent. If you're staying consistent, you're not going to grow. You're not going to change. Your body's not going to have a reason to burn more calories. You're not going to have a reason to get stronger, to get better, because consistency means doing the same thing. But if you're doing the same thing, how do you expect to get different results? Okay. And that's what it means. And creativity of new patterns. What I mean by that is you need to start developing new ways, right? Because when you're on your weight loss journey, it means what you were doing prior did not work. If you're watching this and you want to get leaner, you want to get stronger, you want to get like better, it means what you did before is not it. It's not it, because if it was, you were not trying to be leaner. If it was, you were not trying to look at the number on the scale. It means you need to have new pattern and understand what did not work. And most of the time, I'm telling you, 90% of the time is the awareness, right? Because you think you need to eat less, but it's not about that, right? It's a healing process. And you need to become selfish. Selfish is sometimes, I feel like many people underestimate that, right? What I mean by selfish, when you're on your weight loss journey, my friend, it's about you. Not me, not your grandma, not your man, not your girlfriend. It's about you. It's the person who is the most selfish wins, right? So understanding you, doing you, prioritizing you, not external factors. Okay? Because external factors is like, oh yeah, I have a vacation. Oh yeah, my birthday. No, those things end. But you need to prioritize you. Avoid the distraction. If you just dial in for like 60 days, 90 days, you're going to make it happen. But now you're not selfish enough, because you're going to look at your problems. You're going to look at, like, I don't know, your work. You're going to look at, oh, vacation, and then you lost. It's tunnel vision to what you need to do. You feel me? That's how you get the best result. And learn how to eat, not starve. That's very important too, because like I said, it is not a starvation process. You need to learn how to eat again, right? Fruit and vegetables, high protein meals. And it's not about eating enough, because when you eat the right way, I'm telling you, even if you try to eat so much, you will not be able to do that. Your body's not gonna allow you to do that. It's like you try to eat 300 grams of protein. You're not. Even I can't. You're not gonna be able to do that. At some point, you're gonna tap out, because those things are so nutrients dense. It gives you the energy, and your body can process it and digest it as fast as possible. And in my coaching system, I teach my clients the right portions, the right amounts. And it's not about really tracking, it's about awareness. It's not about tracking every single thing that you do, but it's just about having awareness and understanding what it does to your body. Okay, that is like the biggest separation. Because if you think that you're going to eat on a calorie deficit, you're going to move more, and you're going to be so consistent and get the real result that you want, that's not going to happen, right? You're just going to be healthy. And remember, you're not here to be healthy because you're already a healthy person. You probably have a great job, right? You go to work, you can wake up in the morning, right? You have no really issue. So you're healthy. You want to feel sexy. You want to be snatched. You want to look good. You want to like not worry about the scale. So those are the approach that you have to take. Okay. And this is what I teach. Like I told you, I'm not here to be average. I'm not here to just tell you the basic stuff. That's why like I go all in for my clients. I show them the strategy. We have like real support, real accountability, structures. And that's what you need to be the best version of yourself. That's what you need to really lose weight. Okay. And if there's one thing that you can take from this, you cannot do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different result. Okay. Your strategies needs to have a progression phase, because if you do the same thing, you're going to stay stuck. The scale won't move, and you will have no reason to burn more energy. And you're at a phase of your life where you need energy, You need to be productive at work. You need to earn money. You need to pay bills. But it starts with you by being healthy, right? So health is the most important thing. So you need to go after that because once you start getting snatched, once you start losing weight, everything else gets better. Okay. So be selfish with your health, be selfish with your commitment because at the end of the day, there is nobody that can do the work for you. Even me, I cannot do the work for you. But best believe I'm gonna support you and show you the way, just like I do for my elite clients. And I help elite professionals who refuse to be average. Those are my clientels, right? They're busy, they're short on time, great career. They want to win, they want to get better. This is who I go for. This is what I help. And those are the type of clients that's in my system. So if you're that type of person, you want to change, you want to get better, this right here will be exactly for you. And there is so much that I didn't even have the time to go through because I don't want you to be here all day, but just to give you an understanding how winners win. All right. And around here, we win. We win because we make it simple, we adjust, we get better, we trust God's timing at all costs, and we never break our promises. Okay. So when you come around here, that's the mentality and that's the culture that you're going to have, and you're going to become better outside of the gym. Okay. And this is how winners win. Love.